it's a privilege to host this press conference also. And just to tell you, yesterday 52nd, if you opened with the film The King of All the World by Carlos Saura. To give you a brief about this film, this story, it's about Manuel, who's preparing for his next show. It's a musical about making a musical show. He seeks the help of Sarah, his ex-wife and renowned choreographer, to direct. In the casting, the young Ines will appear as a rising star while dealing with her father and local mob. During the rehearsals, the passion, the tension will grow among the dancers. Powerful Mexican music sets the tone, and a play will emerge in which tragedy, fiction, and reality intertwine. And also, this film is the end of a trilogy of 3 films, and all the 3 films are musical. First film in this trilogy was Carmen, the second was Tango, and the third one is King of All the World. And also, while I was speaking to Mirta, she said that both were nominated for Oscars earlier. So let me introduce you to Mr. Eusebio Pasha and Mirta Reni. He is the producer and she is the assistant producer. So I hope I was audible. Okay, I'm sorry. So we begin with you with the opening statement, then we can have a round of question answers. Yeah.
You want some words from algunas palabras que tú quieras decir para que comencemos con la conferencia?
Bueno, en primer lugar, comentar que es un honor para mí que después de la apertura de COVID, la película de El Rey de Todo el Mundo haya sido la invitada de honor, ¿no?, para abrir el festival. Y nos honra mucho estar aquí nosotros.
First of all, he would like to tell you that he is very honored, thankful, and he feels privileged to be part of the first festival film after the COVID possible with you all together here, and much more because the King of All the World it's opening this 22nd Film Festival of India. So Carlos Saura loves this place, gives you a lot of hugs. We feel honored. So we would like to start this press conference with this.
Y queremos también dar la buena también por la buena acogida que nos han dado en Goa y la amabilidad de todos ellos.
And he would like to tell you as well that this is the first time that we are in India, and we feel very, very grateful, and you have been so kind with us, and the organization of this film festival has treated us with a lot of appreciation. So we are thankful for that too.
Mr. Pasha, I would like to ask one question. First, welcome to India and Goa. And the question is, yesterday I saw the movie. It was a very good movie. While watching the movie, I felt that there were, the scenes, raw energy like West Side Story. The dances, the rivalries between the two protagonists, two youths. Was it intended that way, or was it a part of the story? How was it?
That made you feel that was like West Side Story?
It reminded me.
Ok, él dice que él vio la película el día de ayer y que estuvo viendo la relación entre los protagonistas, la música, la tensión que hay entre ellos, y que le hizo pensar un poquito en este musical de West Side Story. ¿Sabes
Así es. Sí. Tiene alguna reminiscencia así también de West Side Story. Sí, ciertamente. Son como dos grupos enfrentados, ¿no? Unos que están con Juan y otros que están con Diego. Sí, ciertamente sí. Hay un cierto pasaje, una cierta pincelada, ¿no? Sí.
Well, certainly, yes. He says that, yes, there are two groups. Ones that are with Diego, the other ones are with, yes, Juan, exactly. Well, Juan, it's okay, but Juan, we said. And yes, he says that certainly, as you were telling me, there are something that it's kind of West Side Story. Thank you for watching the movie. Yes.
See the story as a metaphor or just a story, like West Side Story, it's a story of dance, music, and the clashes between the two groups? Or do we see it as a metaphor of the society, of the political system, of the director who is a very controlling director, and the choreographer, and the dancers as people? We see that as a metaphor. Is the director trying to use a metaphor to tell some different story, a social political story?
Dice que si el director o esta película está escrita como una metáfora que quiere hablar también un poquito de la política o de la historia, o que si es realmente solo una historia de ficción que tal vez quiera reflejar algo.
No, no, para nada es política, no, Carlos, no, ni yo, ya lo hablamos incluso, no hemos querido entrar nunca en temas de política. Este es un musical con argumento, como bien siempre dice o comenta, ¿no? Carlos Saura. Y entonces, bueno, México tiene una historia violenta y un poco hemos querido dar una pincelada también, una mirada, pero muy sutil.
Okay. Not at all a political imagination, story, or metaphor. Well, if we talk a little bit about the Carlos Saura story, we can also see how he loves music and everything. But this is exactly a story that is being told about a little bit of the history between America, Mexico in this case, Spain, and yeah, you can see like a little light of the violence that has been made through the story in Mexico, but that has nothing to do with a political view or something like that. It's just like
Many times you see the backdrop has lot of violence.
Es que dice que muchas veces se ven en los cuadros un poquito como la historia proyectándose, entonces por eso ya quería saber si era una metáfora como política.
Se retrotrae a la violencia que ya viene del pasado en la película. Entonces, a través de los cuadros, de los paneles retroiluminados por Vittorio Storaro, ponemos imágenes de Siqueiros y Orozco, dando a entender que la violencia viene desde antes. Pero la violencia en sí, en el ser humano también, ¿no?
Well, this is just one kind of storytelling, this violence that has been since many years ago in Mexico. You will find, because this is like a really audiovisual experience that you are having with this film, with the music, with the dance, with the lighting, and also like you have mentioned with these projections, this is kind of the story as well. And you will find like over there like two big artists, Siqueiros, like in the art, and Orozco. Both are from Mexico, and so that's why this movie is delightful in all kind of the sense. But yes, what you're saying is kind of telling the story about like during the many years ago, but it's just telling a story and seeing and watching the violence. But Mr. Eusebio says that they are not just saying violence in Mexico. It's like the violence that we as human being sometimes we can have, telling with a story. Exactly, and different kind of musics. They try to put together all kind of, because you don't have just one type of music in Mexico. They put a lot of kind of music, bolero. No, los tipos de música son bolero.
Bueno, hemos querido recoger un poco México es un... entendemos que por el color, la alegría, la música y la danza, México, nos acordamos mucho también de la India, ¿no? Podríamos decir que la India es el México de Latinoamérica, ¿no? Entonces hemos querido recoger todos aquellos estilos musicales de toda Latinoamérica que han crecido y han tenido éxito y se han hecho grandes en México, ¿no? Es una gran pasarela al éxito en México. También sin olvidarnos de los corridos, de las rancheras, del guapango y de la música autóctona. Es muy rica la música en México.
Ok, ya fue tan largo que ya me perdí. Yeah, he says that he is a very good friend of Carlos Saura, which is the director, and they were both together. We were talking together before they were making the movie, and they both agreed that they think that Mexico is like the India in Latin America, because in Mexico there are a lot of color, light, dance, music, happiness, culture, and so because this has a lot of strength for them, that is like a powerful story to be told. As you tell a lot of stories with dance and culture, music and everything. So that they believe that Carlos Saura loves a lot of India as well. So, and then they try to put like all kind of type of musics from Latin America, that they became very, very famous and strong in Mexico, because the Mexican industry is very big. And so you can find in this film different type of music, but they became all together very strong in Mexico, without missing the Mexican music, which is in the film as well as la música mexicana, guapango, ranchera, jarabe tapatillo, corrido mexicano, bolero.
Y luego ritmos que trae de otros países,
sí,
pero se hacen grandes allá, ¿no? Que es el bolero, el mambo, el pasodoble.
Yeah, bolero, mambo, paso doble are those ones that I was telling you before, that they come from other parts of Latin America, but they became, and they'll still become, very strong and in Mexico.
La cumbia también, en Colombia.
Cumbia from Colombia, a little bit of mambo, and so, and they also put together the different rhythms that are in Latin America.
Yeah, I have a question actually. Carlos Saura, as you told me, he has made Carmen in 83, then Tango in 98, and now why so much gap between the three films? Was there any financial problem or something?
Que por qué hay tanto tiempo que se ha dejado entre Carmen, Tango y esto, que si hubo algún problema financiero.
Bueno, esta es una... No. Esta es una muy buena pregunta.
That's a very good question.
Sí, porque es el retorno de Carlos Saura a la ficción.
Because he is like making Carlos Saura coming back to the fiction.
Después de 12 años.
After 12 years. Yeah.
Durante estos 12 años,
during these 12 years,
él se ha centrado exclusivamente en la música.
He was thinking just about music.
Y en el documental musical.
But as a documentary, as a musical documentary, just that. He was after, as you would say, Carmen and Tango, Carlos Saura, he was just giving his time just to do musical documentaries. And then he is like making Carlos Saura coming back to the fiction. That's why they are calling this the end of the trilogy of the international films, musical films from Carlos Saura. The fiction.
Sería Carmen, Tango y The King of All the World. Sí, es la tercera, sería cerrar como una trilogía.
They think that he's ending this trilogy.
Y esta con la gran participación de Vittorio Storaro.
This one with the other big participation of the photography picture director, which is Vittorio Storaro. He has been nominated 4 times to the Oscar, and he won 3 Oscars. So Mr. Eusebio Pasha, he put together for this film two directors, and to say it in a little way, 7 Oscars nomination. So you're watching 7 Oscar nominations with the King of All the World, with Carlos Saura, who was nominated to the Oscars for those 2 films, Tango, Carmen, and ¿cuál es la otra nominación de Carlos?
Mamá cumple 100 años.
Y Mamá cumple 100 años. And yes.
Also, just to add, the cinematographer of the film, Mr. Vittorio Storaro, has also been conferred the Lifetime Achievement Award at the International Film Festival last year. Yeah.
What are the challenges, especially technically? It is considered as one of the best technically challenging film. What are the challenges a director had to face while making this film?
The director?
Yes.
Or the producer?
No.
The photography director, or both?
Both it can be taken.
Both. What will be the 5 big challenge that they will find in Mexico to make this film? Okay. ¿Cuáles mencionarías que podrían ser los 5 retos más grandes que pudieron haber tenido técnicamente los directores?
Carlos y Vittorio.
Sí.
Pues sorprendentemente,
Amazing.
es la 7ª película que hacen juntos.
This is amazing, but this is the 7th film that they made together, Carlos Saura and Vittorio Storaro, so they get well together.
Se comprenden a la perfección.
They understand each other perfectly.
Solamente con miradas ya saben.
They just need to see each other to understand what they want one from the other one.
Algo peculiar es que no trabajan, no ruedan sábados ni domingos.
There is something,
No rodan.
yeah, there is something amazing between them, because they will never work neither Saturday, neither Sunday.
Porque dedican el sábado y el domingo a trabajar privadamente ellos.
Because they work privately
Cerrados,
with them, just Carlos Saura and Vittorio Storaro,
diseñando toda la estrategia
la
para
semana.
la semana.
designing the strategy that they are going to use the whole week. So they work together on Saturday and Sunday, just the both of them, working on the strategy for the next week.
La explicación que siempre da Carlos a Vittorio son con dibujos. Dibuja muy bien Carlos.
So the explanation that Carlos Saura gives to Vittorio Storaro is with drawing, because Carlos Saura, it's a very good drawing. Actually, the draws that you will see in the presentation of the King of All the World, they are from Carlos. Los que
Todos los
salen.
dibujos de inicio de créditos y rodillo final son todos dibujos de Carlos Saura. Son los dibujos que hacía.
From all the credits, those are the draws that Carlos Saura used to make to Vittorio Storaro, just to explain to him how was his idea. And that's the way they complement together. Y retos.
Sí,
¿Cuáles son los retos que han
dibujaba.
tenido técnicamente?
El reto fue en tan poco espacio, porque rodamos todo en un plató, en un estudio de pequeñas dimensiones. Fue un reto importante poder trabajar con tantísimos bailarines, tanto equipo,
The
tan
first-
poco espacio, ¿no?
the first-
Y dar la imagen de grandeza.
First big challenge that they had together for this film, exactly, it was that they was filming in Guadalajara, Mexico, but in a little plateau studio, and they wanted to give this big dimension. And so for both directors, that was very, very difficult, because they didn't have the space that they used to have. ¿Y los que se quedaron sin luz?
Luego otro reto muy, muy importante fue hacer coincidir al mejor bailarín del mundo, porque estaba viajando por todo el mundo, para que pudiera ensayar con el ballet, o sea, con el grupo de baile que teníamos, ¿no? Fue un reto en cuanto al rodaje. Tuvimos que empezar la película por el final.
This is not like a technical challenge, but another big challenge that they had together is that, as you will see in the movie, Diego, Diego, it's Isaac Hernandez, which is the best ballet dancer all around the world. He received the
Benoit de la Danse en
the
Moscú.
Benoit de la Danse at Moscow as the best ballet dancer all around the world. He is the first dancer in the Britain.
Es el primer bailarín del Ballet de Londres.
He is the first dancer from the London Ballet. So that was a challenge because he had a lot of rehearsals. He was traveling all the time, and they really wanted him to get that role. And so they started the film at the end because they couldn't do it otherwise because he was just traveling and making a lot of rehearsals. And you can see that at the movie he's a spectacular dancer. Well, the best in the world. The one that is playing the role of Diego. So that's not a technical challenge, but it was a challenge. You're welcome.
Yes. Indian cinema, can I ask you a question? Indian cinema and films are like the people like the dances and music. Then this story write about that thing only. In Mexico or in other countries, how you feel that the films are liked by the audience by music and dances, and then the story comes. And what is the condition of your country about the corona and after the films?
Okay. So you're saying that what do we think about that India needs a police
India
that
impact.
you make dance, music and everything.
We like it.
Yes, delighted. I know.
So what is
And
the impact of it?
I'm sorry?
What is the impact of these things in the films?
What is there?
What is the impact of the
The
dances?
impact.
Yes.
The impact of this, what do you think that he believes that it's the impact of the Indian films
Yes.
all around the world?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'll make that question. ¿Cuál crees que es el impacto de la forma en la que en India se hacen las películas, pues que son tan llenas de color, de vida, de música y de todo? ¿Crees que es el impacto?
Bueno, yo creo que en primer lugar el cine indio queda de forma muy autóctona aquí en la India y tiene poca representatividad fuera, ¿no? Entonces creo que sí que se tendría que hacer más coproducción los propios productores de la India con productores del extranjero para dar a conocer su cultura, que es maravillosa, milenaria, y además también pues esa gran cultura que tienen en música, en danza, ¿no? Pero que debido a que no se hacen coproducciones internacionales es poco conocida en el extranjero, queda más aquí de forma autóctona sus películas, ¿no? Que es una lástima. Una lástima.
He thinks that for him it's very, very sad that he believes that the Indian films stays too much in India. He would love to think that maybe in the future you could make like co-productions with other countries to let the world know a little bit more about your delightful films that, as you said, and as they think, they have colors, music, dance, happiness, and so he thinks that, well, you have done a very good job already all around the world, but he still thinks that it's a little bit sad because there are a lot of people that don't know the Indian films as he would like to be known all around the world. So maybe with making some co-productions with other countries, this will be possible.
Sí.
I have a question.
Es una forma de exportar su cultura fuera, coproduciendo con otros actores y otros coproductores internacionales.
This could be like a way of export your talent with this actors from here, actors from other countries, your culture, which is millenary and it's so delicious and delightful, and so he thinks that could be a way for you to export all of this magnificence that you have in this millenary culture.
Sería muy importante, sería muy
That could be very important, he say.
la coproducción
The
internacional.
co-production, international co-production, yes.
Your film was made, I think, in 2019, but it was released in the later part of 2020. Because of the this COVID pandemic, did you face any problem in releasing? You have to delay it.
Dice que él sabe que esto fue filmado en el 2019, pero que se terminó en el 2020. Que si tuviste algún problema de retraso por el COVID.
Sí, bueno, en primer lugar, la banda sonora costó muchísimo realizarla también porque los cantantes que tenemos, los artistas que tenemos, son todos muy internacionales, es el caso de Carlos Rivera, y teníamos dificultades para encontrarlos en el tiempo. Este fue uno de los motivos.
One of the whys of the delay is not just the COVID. It's because the soundtrack of the movie, there are some original songs for the movie. There are another songs that are Mexican songs, but they are made for the soundtrack. They are not the original ones. So the whole soundtrack, it's for the King of all the world. But more than that, they have been sung by renowned singers that work all around the world, and that was very difficult too because they needed to put together, and everything was made in Jalisco, Mexico, and so they had to come all the singers that are very famous all around the world. So the soundtrack was the first delay, not just because of the COVID.
Después, en el apartado de la postproducción,
Then after, for the post-production,
el problema que tuvimos fue, sí, el tema de COVID,
the problem was the COVID.
porque el color se hizo en Italia con Vittorio Storaro.
Because of the color was made in Italy with Vittorio Storaro, not anywhere.
Italia fue la entrada de COVID en Europa.
And Italy was the first place.
el primer país.
Was the first country in Europe with COVID. So,
Justo cuando íbamos a empezar el color.
exactly when they were going to start the film color, yeah.
Ahí nos encontrábamos también que Vittorio tiene 83 años
Vittorio Storaro is already 83 years old.
y tenía dificultades para salir del domicilio, ir a montar el color. Todo.
He couldn't go from his house to the edition place because of his age and because of the COVID.
Después las mezclas, tuvimos problema COVID en España,
Then the mixtures,
tuvimos problema de COVID en España.
they have problems in Spain because of the COVID.
También por proteger a Carlos, que tiene 89 años.
To protect Carlos Saura, which is 89 years old.
Y era una protección total, ¿no?
He's a John Team directors, so they had to protect on them. So they did have delays because of the color, or with Vittorio Storaro, and then because of the post production for Carlos Saura, and this film was promised to go for the first time in the International Film Festival from Guadalajara. And it was supposed to be in March of this year. But because of the COVID, it was in September.
Sí.
End of September of this year in Guadalajara. That was the first. That was the first time that the King of all the world was on the world.
I just wanted to ask about the economic status now in Mexico and Spain, with the background of Europe.
The economic status in each country, or anything particular
With
between.
both the countries because of the linkage between them.
Que le gustaría saber un poquito, si tú sabes un poquito del estatus económico,
Yes.
el estatus económico de México y de España ahorita, y pues, por el link que tienes con
Pero estatus económico general.
general status economic, or something about the
The
filming.
general economic status.
The
The general economic status.
gender,
Yes. General.
general, not general.
I mean, one hears a lot about impoverishment, new impoverishment coming into the European states. So, and how it impacts filmmaking.
Oh, filmmaking.
Yes.
Pero ¿cómo crees entonces ahorita que podría impactar la industria cinematográfica, pues todo lo que hay en Europa y en relación con el estatus económico también de México?
Bueno, México atraviesa un momento agridulce, ¿no? En cuanto al tema de la economía.
Mexico is going through a kind of difficult economy moment, and he would use